Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, November the 9th, 2023. Thursday, November the 9th. Well, let's dive right into the action. And I'm going to start with Eddie. Since we've been dealing with this storyline for too long, far too long, okay? Olivia realizes he must be in the pool. So she is like, okay, I have to save my man. So she does her, her her Catholic cross thing, and she like, God, please help me. Don't let me drown, but let me find him. And she dives in. I love that. She dived in. Now, mind you, Eddie is swimming all through the bottom of the pond, hearing these voices, the siren, and kind of hearing the song, and he's thinking, okay, I'm getting somewhere. I'm getting somewhere. So he comes up for air, takes a breath, deep breath, dives back in, and then he continues to swim through the lake. There's a little lake, right? Why they have so much stuff in that lake at the bottom, I don't know. Because how many folks go really swimming through it like that? So he gets his leg caught in this netting that's down there. So he's trying to pull his leg out, and starting to panic a bit because he really needed to swim a little closer to release some of the tension. But you don't think like that when you think, I got to get up to the surface to get some air, right? So as he's frantically trying to free his leg, he's starting to have flashbacks. I'm like, here it comes. Here it comes, y'all. Here it comes, right? So he's remembering from recent, the Eddie Main, some of the Eddie Main snippets of people saying, you're Ned Quartermain, and I'm Eddie Main. I'm not your father. I don't even have kids. All of some of those conversations. And then he started remembering conversations with Olivia. He may have had a couple of snippets of Lois saying stuff to him, but not like he did before when he remembered they got married and the Brooklyn Bridge. Lois was not a dominant part of this flashback. And he's starting to bring himself current to when he and Olivia went out on a date at the Savoy, and then he remembered a Ned Quartermain memory and that's that picture in the center right there where he's telling Olivia that he loves her and he will never let her go. I think that's when, remember, she forgave him for sleeping with Alexis, and they were renewing their vows, or this is right after they renewed their vows, something like that, because she forgave him wholeheartedly. And that was him as Ned, clean shaven, because he said, "You're my wife." I mean, that was a Ned moment. So he remembered Ned. And then he looked and he saw this figure, almost like all she needed was a mermaid tail, y'all. That's all she needed. Because she was coming through. I said, oh, there's Ariel. Oh my God. So she sees him, but she also sees him losing consciousness. And she's like, oh, so she really just desperately gets to him, and she starts to try to pull him up. And then she looks back and she sees his foot is caught. So she swims in there and she unloosens his foot, and he's unconscious now, and drowning. And so then she's able to get him up. And I'm really thinking he's going to come up as Ned. Or all those memories are going to just start truly flooding back in as Ned. So that's going to be really, good. I'm happy they're doing it this way. They're not prolonging it because it's looking like Michael's not going to tell the information, right? Ned is going to tell because there ain't no skin off his nose. He's not going to be conflicted like Michael's conflicted, which is good. The band-aid just needs to be ripped off versus trying to blackmail this and blackmail. Come on, Michael. You botched that, the big one. Botched it. So anyway, minor stuff. Brook Lynn is talking to Lois, and uh, in the end, Lois is going to stay a bit to help Brook Lynn because they're going to try to pull a one over up on Tracy, who, by the way, is leaving. They're writing her out for, Tracy never stays long. She has to go and to Amsterdam. Bobby's meeting her there. I talked about this, and she's going to help with sort out Luke's affairs. But anyway, while she's gone, they're gonna, see how they can work their magic. And what Lois says is, look, yes, I am absolutely not telling you to give up on your music, baby, because I believe in you. Music is in your soul. You got it from like me and your daddy. She's saying, but your grandmother is right. You do need something else. And you could do both, but you do need to go and make a presence at deception. And, then we'll work on how we're going to do it. And so Brook Lynn really started to see the logic in that. And because she said, I knew Tracy would. Tracy made herself the chairman of the board over there at Deception. So she has veto power. She really does. But, she's not going to use that veto. We'll see. Because Tracy, she's always on and off the show. So this is just a little vacation for her. But now this gives Brook Lynn some time to do some in-ground work. So we'll see. And Lois is going to stay for a while to help her with that, which is a good thing. And now we have Charlotte's awake. Valentine's questioner. Can you tell me what happened, Charlotte? How'd you end up at Anna's? And Nina said, I'm here, Charlotte. And so Charlotte's like, and Nina goes, Valentine, she's tired. She probably needs this can all wait. And I'm thinking, Nina, you are the worst person to get to the bottom of anything, to get to the bottom of right. This child was shot while she was committing a crime. You need to get to the bottom of it and talk to her. Because look, the police are going to talk to her. They're going to get to the bottom of it. I'm not saying talk to her to get a cover story for her, but talk to her so you're not blindsided, right? So she goes, no, Papa, I want to tell you everything. And she goes, I changed into my costume because I didn't think you would want me to wear the Reaper or whatever, I think it's Reaper, from her tarot cards. And he goes, why would you say that, Charlotte? I never said I didn't like that. Because remember, Valentine, when she came out in that cheerleading costume, he said, wait, you wearing that? Because he knew she was wearing something else. And so she goes, every time I want to do a reading on you, you say no. He goes, it's because I don't want to have a reading done on me, And she goes, I found Anna's keys. So I went to go give them back to her. I didn't know she would shoot me. See, she already. And he goes, so why were you inside, Charlotte? And so then she goes, no, Nina says, Charlotte, Anna thought you were an intruder. It was an accident, honey. And so Charlotte looked at Nina and then she looked at Valentine and said, is that what Anna said to you, Papa? See, Valentine is catching all of this. And he goes, I've been so worried about you. I haven't even talked to Anna. And Charlotte looks, and now she's thinking, okay, then I'm going to really try to get my inroad in first. I knocked on the door. Nobody answered, so I let myself in. What were you going to see? See that whole story. What were you going to do letting yourself in? Because how you going to lock the door letting yourself out? Anna wasn't home. On top of the fact, when you left the house, the person to get those keys back to Anna was Valentine. You would have given them to your father. So when she came in, she just shot me. Okay. I was trying to help, Papa. Really, really, you believe me, don't you? I was just trying to help. That's all I was doing. And Nina says, Valentine, she needs to rest now. It's okay, honey. All of this, the rest of this, all it can wait. Okay. And then she closes her eyes. And so Valentine walks out first, and the look on his face is like, so Nina comes out. And before she even gets over to him, he said, she's lying about everything. And so Nina says, look, 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 she is awake. She is alive. That is all that matters. Everything else can wait. So he goes, you're right. You are right. She is alive. You know, and he's happy. Of course, his daughter's alive. So Nina leaves and he goes, thank you for being here for Charlotte. She goes, I love her. I will always be here for her and you. So Nina leaves and Valentine is looking through the blinds of the room. And he's just looking at her like, what kind of child have I raised? See, knowing, and you didn't really raise her because you always off doing something else. The girl hasn't really lived with you in years, hasn't lived with him since they moved into the Quartermains when Brook Lynn was pregnant. Charlotte lived with him steady, pretty much steady once she came to Port Charles. He had a hard time giving Lulu her shared visitation. Only time Charlotte wasn't with him is when she was with Lulu. He was very devoted. But that all changed after the Brooklyn fiasco with the baby. Then he just kind of got all out of sorts. And Charlotte just has landed everywhere. So anyway, he's looking at her like, oh my God, this must be what my mother looked like when she was your age. Because that's a little Helena if I ever saw one. So Anna shows up because before Anna got there, Dante is up at Sunny's talking to Anna and Sunny. And guess what? The keys were in Charlotte's backpack. And Sunny says, I'm guessing you didn't give them to her. She says, no, I didn't. My keys went missing. Because first Dante said, Anna, there was no sign of forced entry. Are you sure you just did not lock your apartment? And Anna looked at him. She says, what do you think? After everything I have been going through these past few months, do you think I wouldn't lock my apartment door? And he said, no, you know. And so then that's what he said. Okay, there was no forced entry, blah, blah, blah. He says, where was the last place you had your keys? And she said, I had my keys at Valentine's. I told him she goes, I showed them to him. I told him I am now renting Maxie's place. And she goes, and Charlotte was there. She kind of looks. And he goes, your keys were found in her backpack. And she looks like, huh? And then she says, along with the same make and color of spray paint that was sprayed on your door when it said murderer. And now she's like, oh my God. And she said, well, tonight she telling the story how she felt it was this old agent operative that's been after her. She still thinks it. She goes, it is not beneath him to influence a child. That must be what happened. See, she's still, because who wouldn't? Why would you think this girl that you think likes you, that's liked you for years, you love her father, why would you think it's her? Initially, I wouldn't think it too, but as soon as you said the keys and spray paint, I would have said, little, you know, I would have instantly not given a benefit of any kind of doubt at that point. And Dante said she ditched the other kid she went trick-or-treating to, changed into another costume. So Anna says, I got to go see Valentine. I got to go see Valentine. He goes, I don't think that's a good idea, because Sonny was saying, now's not a time to talk to Valentine, because I'm a father too. And if the situation happened to me and you shot my child, Anna, I wouldn't be ready to hear from you yet either. And Anna ain't listening. So she comes and she's all remorseful, and Valentine turns around and looks at her. See, my thing is, watch what come out of your mouth. Watch it, buddy. Because you know your daughter was about to harm her property. And or next thing she's gonna try to poison her. I mean, because he said, I don't know what Charlotte is capable of. So don't you dare make Anna feel like it's her fault. And she's gonna, talk to him. She's gonna talk to him. Then it was interesting. This was cute. Laura's talking to Spencer, and she told him about Charlotte, and he's like, oh. She goes, but she's gonna make a full recovery. And she said, but Spencer, I need to tell you about something else. There's something else I need to tell you. He's like, okay, what, grandmother? And Esme comes charging in, so excited, sit down. And Laura's kind of looking at her like, without saying anything, don't say nothing. And Esme is just in, oh, I'm so glad you're both here. I found the perfect place. There's a park across from it, and it's a nice building. And with Laura, are you still gonna help? You said you would help because it's a bit pricey, but with my receptionist salary and your help, it's perfect for me and Ace. And Spencer looks up across the table and says, wait, what? And Esme says, Ace and I are going to be moving out. And he goes, Esme, you already decided on your own. We have discussed this and handled this, that you cannot take care of Ace on your own. And she said, Spencer, that was a long time ago when Ace was first born. She says, things have changed. I'm doing very well with Ace, and we need our own space. And so she goes, unless you have changed your mind about helping me. And Laura looked at her and said, and Spencer says, grandmother, go ahead. Because he's confident grandmother's going to say nope. And she said, because she has an appointment in 45 minutes to see the apartment. So Laura says, I'm going to go with you. I'm going to look at the apartment, and if we deem it safe, of course, honey, I am going to co-sign for you and help you. Spencer said, what? And so she looks at Spencer, and she's like, wait a minute. She puts her finger up to his face. Wait a minute. Like, I'm talking to Esme. And that's when she finished the whole, if I see it safe, I'm going to go with you, blah, blah, blah. Because she goes, no, I have not changed my mind. She said that first. And Spencer's like, grandma. And he's like, just wait. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. And Spencer just sat back. See, Grandmother can still get that one there, right? In front of her face, but behind her back, Spencer's a Cassadine. So that's when she finished talking to Esme, said, I'm gonna go with you and blah blah blah. Because Kelly's, come on now, Kelly's was not the place to raise a baby. Plus, Carly never told her yes. But automatically, Esme, she stepped it up a notch, didn't she? As far as luxury, because grandma gonna help pay for half of that and more. So, I read a comment from Comment Corner where somebody says, look, welcome to single motherhood. Esme still ain't gonna have to deal with the normal single motherhood. How many jobs? There are some out there. Thank God. Employers have come a long way. How many jobs can you take your baby to work with you? You don't have to pay for childcare. She got that $1,000 bill taken care of by her job, right? And now she got pretty much half or more of her rent taken care of by baby grandmother. So she's not too single motherhoodness. She really isn't. But you know what? If the means are there, Laura should help. Realistically, she should help. Why wouldn't she? That's her grandchild. So when Esme leaves, Spencer looks at her and says, Grandmother, how could you? And she said, wait a minute, how could I what? Oh, and then he goes, you ain't, Esme's still there. He tells her, you're not taking Ace anywhere. Esme stands up and says, Spencer, I am Ace's mother. And I make the decisions for Ace. Okay? And I am going to look at this apartment and move out. And she walks away. And then that's when he says, Grandmother, how could you? Somebody's car alarm is going off outside. So ignore that if you hear it. So anyway, she says, because Esme is right. She and Ace need their own space. She's a good mother to Ace, Spencer. She says, and. He goes, but Ace needs me. And she says, you're right, honey. Ace needs you. Ace will always need you, but as his brother, Spencer. You're his brother, not a substitute father. There is a difference. And he looks at her and he says, you are wrong, grandmother, but you're wrong. And he barrels out of there, and Laura's like, oh, Lord, this is going to be something. Because she said, you and Esme are not a couple. You are not together. Nor do you want to be with her. She is free to do as she wishes. She's free to leave. So we'll see. Spencer's going to really create a ruckus, and Trina. This is going to start to be a division between him and Trina. Because he'll do something like take the next door apartment from Esme in the same building, right? Which is why I said Spencer should have been the one to go. And Esme and the baby should have stayed with Laura. Because if she leaves, he's leaving anyway. But Laura could have had him leave. He still has access to his grandmother's house, and the baby, Ace and Esme will be whatever. But we're going to see, this is how Esme is going to get Spencer back. This really is. Because Spencer's going to do it. He's going to sabotage his own relationship with Trina. He's going to. So then we had a cute little story at the end. Oh, and then I didn't get any pictures of this because who needed to? There was a waste of time story with Stella calming Felicia down. And Felicia, because, she's distraught over Anna shooting little Charlotte or young Charlotte. And then Stella tells a story about a man she felt, come on now. I don't want to hear that. I mean, it's a nothing story. Nothing, nobody. Who cares? So now we got to oh, this was real cute. Sasha, the photo shoot. First, the reporter, I mean, the photographer Salazar, he's on the level to where the photographer controls everything and makes the decisions, he's on that level. See, the average photographer comes in and says, "What would you like?" Salvador says, "Let me tell you what I'm envisioning." Because this is going to be a Salvador masterpiece. I have a reputation to live up to, which actually those are the best kind because they want to make sure their next piece is the piece that the industry is talking about because that puts it more in demand, right? And so he goes, "No, he's heard about her." He goes, "She is unstable. I have no druggies on my set. She might flip out and break my lights." And he goes, "No, anybody wants to do drugs, get out of my set. No drugs here." And so Sasha comes out and she steps out and she hears him. And Maxie looks at her because she goes, "No, Sasha's better. And so she steps out and she looks at him and he turns around and he goes, "Then I want to hear it from Sasha myself." So I guess Sasha won him over because the next scene with them, she's dressed and made up and ready to go. She was a little nervous in the beginning, and he's like, "Hey, what's with those shoulders? Loosen them up," because she was like, but soon enough, she got into it. And what a beautiful smile. And they had some animal, I forget what kind it was, that the animal company ended up saying they couldn't provide it. So somehow they called Brook Lynn, and Brook Lynn provided a baby llama. I don't know, everybody. Have you seen llamas running around the Quartermain estate? Because Cody brought the llama. Now I know they have animals, but I didn't know they had llamas. And so Cody comes with the llama, and he goes, "Brooklyn said you needed the baby llama." And so Maxie says, "Yes, thank you for bringing the baby." And so he takes it over. He sees Sasha. She's like, but the baby llama was still in the trailer or, the transporter. And she tells Cody, "Cody, you can go get the baby llama now." And he's watching the photo shoot and he's just getting mesmerized with Sasha. Like, "Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful." And Sasha, they were taking all kind of really gorgeous, gorgeous shots. And so she goes, "Cody, can you go get the baby llama?" And he goes, "Oh, okay." So he brings it in and he's telling Sasha, I think he said he or she, I didn't hear the gender, is very gentle. It's very calm, very gentle. And oh, she goes, "How cute." And she's touching it. And, the little actor llama's like, "Hey, hey, I don't know. You watch it, watch it." But still a very gentle, calm animal. And Cody's holding it, making sure it don't go too far left or right. And so Salvador starts taking pictures of the two of them. He goes, "Oh, this is good. Sasha, you're Mother Earth. And I want you to whisper life knowledge into your baby llama, right? And Wrangler, I want you, don't take your eyes off of Sasha. And Cody's like, "That ain't a problem," right? Because he's just mesmerized with Sasha. And Max is like, "No, no, Salvador, no, no, Cody's not a model." He goes, "Salvador's still taking pictures, but Salvador, this is not going to work." He goes, "Nonsense. This is what everyone is going to be drawn to. This is it." And so she goes, "Oh my God, no." So she goes, Cody, are you okay with this?" He goes, "Sure." Right? So they're taking all kind of pictures, and Sasha's all into the llama, and Cody's just looking at her. I mean, it's cute little nature thing. And Maxie's looking at this saying, "You know what? He is right. This is going to work." The whole campaign. because I guess they're also releasing a new product line for spring, right? So that went very well. We knew it would. I mean, Cody loves her, and Sasha, I'm just happy it wasn't too soon for her, and it took her a minute to get in it, but boy, did she get in it. She, to me, Blaze is pretty, but Sasha is the face of deception. I still say they need to expand on that brand and make it the faces of deception. That could include Blaze. That could include a more mature woman. They could have so many different age groups and different ethnicities. And that would be look, how CoverGirl, there's so many CoverGirl models. And it works because everybody needs to see a representation of themselves. More products are sold when people see representations of themselves. I mean, when I put on some extra COVID weight, y'all. Look, you only seeing this much of me, thank goodness. But when I see ads with more plus size women, I look at the clothes more because I look at it like, hey, that's my body. That would look good on me because it's looking good on her. And our body types are similar. But when I see the size 2 model in a size 2 outfit, I don't relate because I know I can't even fathom if that would even look close to looking good on me. Like, quite frankly, look, Sasha, she still got her baby fat on her from having her baby. She's coming down, but look, 3 months after having a baby and she looking phenomenal like that. But like that, she's still looking a little full figure. You can kind of look at that dress, I can, and say, I like that dress. I could almost wear that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, that's what I'm saying. They need faces of deception. And hopefully they tick that box a little bit later. Hopefully. So anyway, that's it. That's it for my daily recap of General Hospital. Let me go into comment corner. Comment corner. We have a comment from Dakari Ice said, LOL, love mom. Well, guess what, everybody? I'm telling a little secret. That's my oldest son. Somehow they found out about my YouTube channel. I told him about it and then gave him the link, and I guess he peeked. Thank you, son. Thank you. Now, don't say my real name because I'm Daily Recap Lady. Okay. I am says, if we go back to Ned's accident, Olivia was calling his name, but remember, Nina was chasing him. Yes, she was calling his name because she was wondering where was he taking off to? Or no, she was trying to find him because she didn't find out that there was an accident until somebody came down and told her. I forget who. Her little pool boy guy said there was an accident upstairs, and that's when she came running up there, calling Ned, Ned, Ned. And as he's half out, she is, and they have him on the gurney, the ambulance gurney. She was calling his name, Ned, Ned, Ned. Tracy, although Tracy and Drew were at the pool before Olivia got there, Nina hid and never told Olivia she witnessed the fall. I guess Nina erased that tape as well. I don't know if she did or didn't, but Chase got it. Chase knows, and told Brook Lynn. NK Rose says Nina is a horrible influence over Charlotte, and if she gets back with Valentine, things will get worse. Jackie says, I don't agree. I thought it was exciting today. Oh, I said it was boring. Or so, I said. Your review is kind of a mix of 2 shows. Could be. Dante was married to Lulu. Yes, I said he's not married to Lulu because they're divorced now. That's what I said. He's not married to Lulu. But yes, he was married to Lulu. And Sheila says Rocco and Charlotte are siblings. Therefore, I believe Dante may still consider Charlotte as his stepdaughter. And apparently, Valentine must have felt that way too. Why to let Charlotte go stay with him? Because he had to go help, skip around. Sabrina says, hi, Daily Recap Lady. Thank you for the recap. I am so glad Maxie and BOQ are talking again. Mason is such a liar. His end is near, as well as Austin's. Thank God they both can go. I am so over this Ned amnesia storyline. I think he will get some of his memories back, but may not remember that Nina reported Sonny and Carter to the SEC until the Q's Thanksgiving celebration. Regarding Ava, I want my old Ava back. What are the writers doing to all these strong women characters? Anna, Laura, and Ava. Just a thought. I know Ava's, come on, she ain't that. She's more vindictive. Right now, she'd already be waiting in the hospital parking lot with the gun ready to shoot Austin when he gets ready to get in his car. That's Ava. P. Merle says, really, is this the best they could do to snap Eddie back to Ned? So corny. I've seen this plot before. Edmund and Maria on All My Children. Agnes Nixon did it so much better. You know what? I can't remember who had amnesia. I don't remember that storyline, but I loved Edmund and Maria. Linda says, you know what? Nina could go to prison for the obstruction of justice. She erased the video of Charlotte going into Anna's suite. She tampered with evidence, which was worse than what Carly did. Her and Valentine are hiding evidence from the police. It's time Nina did the deed. The police are investigating Anna's suite, and Valentine did come back to Anna's suite to tell Anna there was no footage, obstruction of justice, just the facts. I know, huh? Because like Carly did do something illegal. Well, you know what? Yeah, because I was gonna say erasing tape of her from her own hotel security footage isn't a crime, but it is when it's in reference to an active crime scene. Yes, it is. Right? That's true. That is so true, Lisa. And Joan says, not a Nina fan, but she was really upset about Charlotte. P. Merle says, these are her two redeeming qualities, her love for Sasha and Charlotte. Lisa says to P. Merle, she loved Sasha so much that she didn't tell Sonny about Sasha being drugged by the doctor for a very long time. I know. Never went to see her at Ferncliff. She sure didn't. And didn't get her help after finding out she was being drugged. She covered Charlotte's crime and never said anything about getting her help either. She didn't. What a mother figure. And then Anthony says his memory is coming back soon, talking about Ned. And then Lisa says Georgie does have an attitude and a mouth on her. Sasha is ready to work. That's a good thing. Austin better speak up and tell the truth. Mason is ready to lie, and Austin is not going to go down for a lie of Mason's. Austin needs to tell the police the truth. I'm ready for Tracy to leave, which she is leaving. Oh, she did leave today. Eddie takes her too seriously and dives into the water. Oh, you mean Lois dives into the water, takes Lois too seriously. Okay, not that smart on his part. Drew is still stuck on Ned being the one who turned him in. Carly is right. Knowing who stabbed them in the back and turned them in, they would know who was after them. That is true. They would know who has bad intentions for them. It would have to be Ava or Ned to let Sonny know about Nina. Ava is going to want to hurt Austin. Then she finds out Austin healed Nicholas. She will slip out on him. She will slip out on him. Well, I think when she finds out that Austin's healed Nicholas, she'll hate him even more. Not that she wants Nicholas dead, but then that means you really were in on the tormenting of her. Everything they would say, you're gonna go to jail. You don't want Mason to give the police Nicholas's body. See, better do what he says or the truth will come out. I'm trying to protect you, Ava. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Um, and then Bernice says, Bobby will die while Tracy is there. Is this how they're going to write it? Ooh, I don't know. P. Merrill says, probably. That's a lame storyline. Will Carly have to drop everything and run halfway across the world to claim her mother's remains? Of course, Drew can't leave the country, so Sonny will offer his plane and his services. Buckle up, Nina. Linda, but they are bringing Bobby into this, her name. So I do believe they are getting ready to do something. Ooh, I'm going to be sad. Linda says, I think so too. They will kill the character because nobody can play Bobby like beautiful Jackie. That's true. That is so true. Rest in heaven. And then Ron says, Valentine knows Charlotte is lying. Now he doesn't know what to do. I liked how Esme handled things. In other words, that's my child, not yours, and walked out. And then Lucy says, BLQ will be 34 next year. She was born in 1991 through 1992. What, the character or the actress? Probably the character. Let me know, character or actress, Lucy. All right, everybody, that's it. That is it for Comment Corners. Thanks for all your comments. I will be back for Cliffhanger Friday. Let's hope there is a phenomenal Cliffhanger Friday tomorrow, and I'll be back for another daily recap of General Hospital.